Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson, I thought, obviously he went out there, he got tapped out by Michael Chiesa pretty quick, took his time, decided to initiate the takedown, got it nicely, took the back, body triangle, rear naked choke. Perfect, nicely done. Tony Ferguson didn't retire, kind of half retired, put one glove down. I thought he was pulling the Wolf of Wall Street thing. He was like,
I'm not leaving.
I'm not going. I'm not leaving. I'm not doing it. I'm staying. He kind of did do that. But the fact that he didn't retire, I mean, the UFC, have they? I haven't seen anything. I don't think they've officially parted ways with him yet, have they?
No,
but it's.
And then he did interviews saying that he's not done. It's not the time. I just got a few things I got to fix. I'm not done yet. But now that puts the UFC in a very precarious situation. Not precarious, an uncomfortable situation. Because they have two options. If he's going to continue to fight, they either have to give him a fight or they have to release him.
They are the options.
Well,
expertly broken down.
But they care about Tony. Where does Tony go if they release him? You want to see Tony Ferguson in bare knuckle? Because I don't want to see him in bare knuckle. I don't want to see him in PFL. I don't want to see him anywhere. I think his time as a mixed martial artist has come to an end. It's a sad reality. It happens to everybody. He's 40 years old. He's had some epic wars. He's taken a lot of damage. He's lost 8 fights in a row now. Like BJ Penn. He's a guy that Dana absolutely loved, but forced him to retire by terminating his contract. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Begrudgingly, they don't want to do that. I'm not sure what the circumstances were off the top of my head with Chuck Liddell, but it was something kind of similar. It's like you're not getting the job done. You're taking a lot of damage. Granted, Tony's not getting knocked out like Chuck Liddell was. Chuck Liddell was getting knocked out time after time. Shut off, yeah.
Yeah, and there's like serious danger of long-term brain damage or brain injuries when that happens. For Tony getting choked out, all right, it's not as bad. Yeah, he got front kick to the face against Chandler, turned into a chicken nugget. That was the meme, not me. It's a shame to see, but it's why fighters need protecting from themselves, because Tony is still a bad man. He still feels like he got it. He still feels like he's got something left to give. But the results say otherwise, so it's just that time.
But if he doesn't, that's the problem. If he doesn't decide that he's going to do it, and I've always admired this about him. He does it his own way. He's going to do exactly what he wants to do. So if he wants to continue to fight, they got to release him or give him another one. I hope if he decides to fight and not retire, I hope that they keep him in the UFC, because I think that's the safest place for him.
Yeah, but I mean, the only way to do that is by giving him another fight.
That's what I mean. I would rather him fight in the UFC than outside of it.
But you can't just keep giving somebody fights because you don't want them to go fight somewhere else. And by the way, you got all right. What? So 13 losses in a row, 14 losses in a row. You got to say,
like certain special circumstances for special guys. You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah, and the special. By the way, I'm not being mean to Tony.
No, I know. I mean, it's a fair conversation.
8 is a special circumstance. It really is. Back in the day, losses.
4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 were special.
4 was special. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
8 losses in a row. That's more than the average career in the UFC.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Tony gets paid decent money. So there's that to consider as well.
He does okay.
Of course, there was a lot of love for Tony Ferguson in the crowd. And that's also why it's so hard for someone like Tony to walk away, because you feel the love, you feel the appreciation. And even though you didn't get the win, that still, you get those endorphins and you get all those chemicals running through your brain. This is why I do this. I love it. Win or lose, you're still getting the Warriors reception. But dude, the results just aren't there. There is a whole other life after fighting. When I was fighting, I was like,
when Habib said that, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, his life's just beginning. His life is just beginning. There's so much more to life, because when you start on the path as a fighter, for Tony, it was wrestling in high school and college, I believe. Then he starts MMA. That's all you've ever known. It's all you've ever known, and you can't see a life outside of that. 40 years old is still in the prime of your life. I'm 45. I just said to Rebecca last night, I'm going to do something big. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is yet, but my journey's not over. I'm seeing a doctor tomorrow because I'm in serious neck pain all the time, the blazing headaches, all the rest of it. I'm going to get a disc replacement, hopefully get scheduled tomorrow. And I said, as soon as that's recovered, that's it. It's a new me. And a new challenges. I don't know what they're going to be. And I've had a good run from retiring from fighting. I thought there was nothing else outside of fighting. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to go back working, in factories and all the rest of it. That hasn't been the case. Some years I make more money now than what I did when I was fighting, pretty much, and I don't have to get my hands dirty anymore. So there is a life after fighting, and for Tony Ferguson being 40 years old, there's so many other options he can do and explore. Right. And Khabib did, he said it perfectly. But sticking around isn't the one.
Well, and I'm not trying to champion the cause to get Tony another fight and keep him fighting. I really care about Tony because, I mean, and only guys like fighters like us can completely and totally respect the way that Tony's done his career. Like, he's done it his own way. He fought one of the hardest ways to fight. None of those fights are fun. It's a lot of misery. It's just hard. It's a hard way to make a living inside of a way that's already a hard way to make a living. Like, he did it the hard way. And I don't know. I just feel like, I guess I think what it is, I want Tony to be comfortable with it, cause right now he's not, like, he doesn't want to. And you almost want him. Like, I feel like when you retired, like, of course you didn't want to be done. You didn't want to.
But I retired without a fight. Right. Which pissed me off. And I wanted to do one more. I was going to do one more, right? Because you want to retire on a win. Mm-hmm. And that's what Tony wants. I'm sure if he can
let's just get him one. Let's just get him one. Like, I don't know.
Can't give somebody
a fucking amateur making his pro debut. Sign him to one deal. Pay the guy $10,000. Let Tony do his thing.
So do you know what the critic would say to that? Oh my God, what are we doing here? We've got a veteran like Tony Ferguson that's lost 8 in a row, been loved by the fans, and they're throwing him to some young, hungry lion that's just going to make a name for himself out of Tony Ferguson's sacrifice, you know? Or you give him someone else on a losing streak, like Michael Chiesa, who had lost 3 in a row, and that's no disrespect to Chiesa. That's why the matchup was made, and he was finished in the first round. He's had a legendary career, longest win streak, 12 in a row. Mm-hmm. It's just such a shame the matchup with Khabib never took place, matched 5 times. He's provided so much entertainment, so many one-liners, so much craziness and just personality, and warrior spirit. The beatings he took and then he turns it around. But that's why it takes its toll.
Yeah,
40
why
years
we are
old,
where we are.
40 years old at lightweight. It's time.
Yeah, I mean, that alone, even if take away the losses and the battles and the wars, 40 years old at lightweight that's hard. We know the stats. 35 years and above, it all goes south. It all goes downhill. Old man Volk, Yeah. He took the piss out of it, and what happened? Tapoya knocked him out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That sounded bad to Volkanovski. I'm not saying anything bad about Volkanovski. You say that. He's coming for real. No. Volk's the man, but it is what it happened. Is. Yeah. He joked around a bunch about it, and then it kind of bit him in the ass.
Yeah, but that's the risk we take. Anytime you step in there as a fighter and you talk shit and you say you're going to knock them out and you say you're going to beat them.
Chat shit.
Get banged.
Get banged. There we go.
Chat shit, get banged. We've all done it. I've chatted shit and I've got banged. But you know what? You bounce back. You get up. Unless it's 8 in a row.
You always got to bounce back from a banging.
Every God. Time. It's my favorite type of banging when you're bouncing. Look, listen. What was the main